Alô, alô, alô? Miguel, tá no vídeo? Hello? Hello? Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Igor Voltonini, International Sales Manager at Khomp Brazil. Together with Everton Fernandes. Everton, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Everton. I work here at Khomp in Brazil, and I'm a software coordinator for some products, like a manager one and like our AMD analytics that we are talking today.
Perfect. So we are here to present our mechanism to identify machines, answering machines, and much more than answering machines. So if you pay attention about how we handle the recognition of the answers that you have for your dialers requests, so you will be surprised on how we do it. So we are very glad to be here with you, and let's talk about our analytics, our AMD mechanism. Are you listening to us? Can you please type on the chat if you type on the chat if you are listening to us? Okay, perfect. So before, please subscribe at Khomp International channel, YouTube channel. So like and share our presentation once it's recorded and available at our YouTube. Thank you so much to join us on this presentation. So let's start. Khomp is a company that exists for more than 25 years. We are present in more than 60 countries, and we have presence across the 5 continents, and we deliver all the solutions, all the solutions regarding to the maps, the analytics for all these countries. So we are ready to face the market in the global market. We already have customers on all of these countries. So we adapt the solution very easily, and we see how we adapt the solution to attend all these countries. So for the analytics is a part of the software suite called Manager One. The Manager One software suite is a software as a service solution application with 4 applications embedded. The Flow to solve routing, advanced routing with a very advanced mechanism to solve routing and to integrate with web services, database, external web services via web services. We have the Insight to get the real-time reports and program the triggers to get the alerts and everything. So we have the Analytics, which is our AMD mechanism and much more to recognize the good answers and bad answers and make the decisions. And we have the VSBC1X. The VSBC1X is the part of security, transcoding, and interoperability with the legacy elements over the network. All of it is multi-tenant and provided as a service, monthly or annual as a service, and it's scalable up to 20,000 sessions. So with the analytics, we solve some problems, but what are the problems that we solve? So how long do your agents are listening to the answering machines? So there's a lot of time the agents are looking for the answering machines. Okay, so the answering machines are take a lot of time. So what else if we decrease this time up to 2%, not more than this, 2% of this time listening to bad answers, not only answering machines, noise and short human answers and some stuff like this, but more than 98% with good calls, with everything. So we are able to execute a recorded message for voicemails and electronic secretary and drop or forward to the dialer. So we can decide what will happen with the call. So in according, of course, to the dialer, to the manager interesting for the dialer for the campaigns, for the specific campaigns. And we can get some advanced reports regarding to the SIP and T1 or E1 response. So we can get this information, we can provide this information for you in real time, and we can program the triggers and get every single report that you want, that you intend for your operation. So everything as a services, very scalable and multi-tenant, just to remember. So here we have a scenario, very, very complete scenario for the analytics, where the analytics is insert on a dialer, a real scenario with a dialer scenario. Okay, so once we have the dialer here, okay, receiving the mailing list from the database and from the multiple campaigns, and we can have even multiple dialers assigned to the flow, the routing engine, the advanced routing engine that we have here over the Manager 1 package. So the flow mechanism interacts with the analytics. So we will see how it interacts with the analytics. But the flow will route the calls before towards the SBC solution, Khomp SBC, or even a third-party SBC solutions. We are agnostic for it. So it can interact with any kind of SBCs, and the SBCs will forward, SBCs or gateways will forward to the carriers, and the carriers will reach the customers. If the customer is a human, a desirable attendant, so it will be answered by and will have here on the flow the metrics with the analytics to decide, okay, this call has to be connected to the dialer. Okay, if it's a desirable attendant, okay, the flow will forward this call. In general, we forward this call to the dialer and to the agent, and the agent will receive the desirable call. But if it's a answering machine, a noise, a short human answer, an undesirable call in general, because we read the voice and not the text, so then the flow plus the analytics make the decision, wow, it's a trash, it has to be discarded, it has to be execute a recorded message as an answer, and avoiding to send back and connect to the dialer and to campaign, to increase your accuracy for the reports, to increase your number of desirable calls only for the agents behind the campaigns. So Everton will tell us a little bit more about how we handle it right now, because he's the engineer.
It's very important to say Flow is ready for any integration that the dialers want to do. For example, we can configure a lot of different status codes for the disconnections. You were saying we can disconnect a call because it's silence or it's a machine. So we can configure this different status for the dialer. And then the dialer knows that we are disconnecting that calls because the analytics found, for example, an answer machine, right?
Nice.
Or we have an API. If the dialer needs to check any other information from the call, from the disconnection, and we can connect to the flow to the website, for example, or for a database to make any advanced routing. For example, if I have a call on the flow, which of the carriers I want to send this call? I can connect to the database or a web service to check any other information to take action for one carrier or another carrier. Yeah,
very nice.
And this is very important to say. It is the analytics is running inside the flow. So if you have your flow running on primes on a bare metal server, you are detecting and taking actions without any connections to the internet, to the cloud, to any other outside of your network.
It means they are on the same host.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. Very nice. So we will see the possible architectures on a slide in front of this, but it's a very important part. The routing decision and the analysis, if it's a human or a desirable tenant or an undesirable tenant, they are hosted on the same server without any outside connection, without any late, so it's very, very important.
Exactly.
Okay, so Everton, please tell us how we do it, how we manage the analytics with the artificial intelligence, and what does it stand for, artificial intelligence here for us, and how we handle it to achieve these good results.
Okay, so the AI on Flow to detect all these messages and all the patterns, we need to training this algorithm. It is assisted training, we call it. So the first step, it is when you detect my agents, they are being connected to a message from the carrier, for example. So I need to training my AI to detect this new message. Okay, so the first step, it is to start an auditing. Is the first step. So you are going to use our cloud BI, call it Insight. You're going to access that, and you are going to start, for example, on this screen, we are starting an audit for the next 60 minutes and for the US locale. So the Insight will tell to Flow, okay, now you are going to record a sample of the message for the next 60 minutes. So this is the first step.
Nice.
The second step is clustering, but before the clustering, we have a process that's going to synchronize all the record files in Flow, that recorders that Flow was recording for the last 60 minutes. All the record file is going to be synchronized with Insight, and Insight is going to send these files to our analytics cloud. It is a Khomp cloud with all the AI and all the trainings will be there.
So the previous learns we will have there.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. And then there, our algorithm is going to listen all the audios that was recorded on that 60 minutes on Flow, and it's going to clusterize these audios in some groups, like here on the image.
Yes.
Yeah, we have some groups and some audios inside the groups. The system doesn't know what the means of the audios, but they know if they are in the same group, they have the same meaning.
The same pattern.
Yeah, exactly. So the next step is going to be a user need to listen some of these audios of these groups and classify. For example, you are listening an audio and there is a hello, a hi from a human. So the user is going to say, okay, this audio is a human interaction, is a human answer, for example. This is very important because we are not analyzing just the wave of the sound, we are ready to, for example, analyze and understand that is a human. For example, if make call for US, some people will answer this call with hi or hello. But if you do the same, if you make a call for Mexico, for example, the person can say, for example, dale.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo está? ¿Sí?
Sí.
Yeah. and then our system can detect and can learn with all this process that is a human. So we are not analyzing this just in hi or hello, you know, and we can make this training for different locales. So in Flow, you can have routes for a make call for Mexico and US, and you can train the AI differently for each of these locales, these countries. So this step, the classification I was talking, it's very simple. You don't need a skilled user for this. You know, it's going to have an audio, and then the user is going to click play and listen to the audio and say, okay, this is a human. So you click on human. And now I have a message. Okay, do I have this message already recorded or already entered in the system? So you can click in the button, say, okay, this audio is from this message. And when you have the new message that you were looking for, you can create a new pattern. And you can describe that message and say, okay, so this is a message, interception message from the carrier. Saying, for example, hello, wait some seconds, we are connecting you to the final customer, something like that.
Yeah, it's very nice. So it allows us to reach some countries outside from the language as English or Spanish or Portuguese. For example, we already have it in Vietnam,
Exactly.
in Thailand, in a lot of countries, very, very different from the language. So it's a very important mechanism to allow our partners, no matter the country, to train the tools.
It's perfect. We just need a user that say what the message is, and you know, can listen the message and say what it is.
Very nice.
Yeah. Then after this step of the classification, all the information that the user enter in the system is sent to the analytics cloud, and there with the audios clusterized and the groups and the classifications, we are going to train our network, our AI network. And this is a process that takes some minutes. Yeah, it's a very hard processing there. That's the main reason we are doing this in the cloud, because it's a very hard processing. And then some minutes after that, we are going to say it's okay, it's ready, and this configuration, this new training is ready to be applied in Flow. Remember, we are doing all this assisted process in cloud, in Insight and our analytics cloud. But after the network is ready, after the network learned the new messages, you can get that configuration and apply on the Flow. And it's going to run and make the decisions on primes with any connection to the cloud. So if you have a new message from the carrier, for example, you can do this in some hours, and you can apply this new configuration right in your Flow during the operation without any
interruption.
Exactly.
Very nice. So I can do it live without stop the operation, without stop the dialing, without stop anything.
Exactly.
So I can improve the performance as soon as I have the operation running. Very nice. So it's a good news.
And Insight, it has all the training that you made before. So if you do a training you are not getting good results for any reason, you can go back to another training you made, like in the last week, in the last month, the last year. You can choose any one of the last trainings.
Very nice. So I can choose the pattern. So it's very, very nice. Good to know. So, and the flow updates. The flow updates that we have. These flow updates is I think it's the phase that we have in order to update
Mhm.
the routing decision and to see if the message will be played, or the call will be forwarded to be connected to the agents behind the campaigns and dialers, or if the call will be discarded. So very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very. There's a synergy between the applications. Very nice. So we have some questions that we will answer after the presentations. But we already seen the questions here, and we will answer with pleasure. So we have flexible architecture. So it stands for we adapt to your scenario. So if you have a big operation that requires a bare metal server, we can adapt this bare metal server to have the flow plus the analytics application running into this bare metal server to big deployments. So if you already have the virtual machines over your network, if you used to do it like this, we support the VMware, the KVM, the Hyper-V, the Citrix N server. It's very important. It's mandatory to be reserved. The resource must be reserved as any real-time applications, as voice and video, just to make sure. And we support the most common public clouds too. So Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, Amazon AWS. So we support all of them. And we have our own cloud, which calls Manager One Cloud.
Exactly.
It's hosted on Windows Azure. So tell me a little bit more about our cloud, our fully cloud services, Everton.
If you are ready for the cloud, if your dialer, for example, is already running on cloud, it's much more simple. You use the Manager One Cloud. You're just going to send the SIP invites, the SIP calls for our cloud, and we can configure and we can do everything you need, like you need to you to connect to the provider, to the carriers, and we can do analytics, we can do the insight, our BI for telephony, and all that stuff. You don't need to manage any software or any virtual machine on cloud or anything like that.
So it's very flexible too, because we manage the computational resource for it too.
Exactly.
And even to transcode the call, for example.
Yes, and all the security. If you are using a carrier that is in a public IP from the internet, usually you need to have a SBC doing all the protections and all the security and all that stuff, and we can provide that too. And this same SBC can do a transcoding for a lot of products we have, and WebRTC we can provide too there. And you just are getting these features, we can say that we can feature from our products that are running on cloud, but you don't need to care about any configuration or any scaling of the machines or anything like that.
Very nice, very nice. Good to know. It's good to know. So let's go back here to this presentation. So the main points that analytics can help you on is to increase the contact center performance and enhance the agent's work time, avoiding the undesirable calls. It means the agents will be attending just the interesting calls. So they won't attend the machines, or they will attend a very small percentage of the machines or undesirable calls, which stands for undesirable calls. Noises, short human answers, invalid number messages, voicemails, silences. So it's a very important part of the silence that you said, Everton. For example, we know that in the United States we have some customized answering machines.
Yeah.
They call United States, for example, async AMD. It's known as async AMD. So how we handle the async AMD? Can we do it to recognize these customized messages? To say, for example, for a voicemail, hello, we are talking with Igor. How are you doing? Leave a message, please. Can we recognize it without any tone, without anything?
Yeah. We can recognize these messages as we can recognize silence, for example, or a noise. It's very common when you make a call to a person and this person answer the call but doesn't talk, and you can listen the noise from the environment, for example. So we can detect that. We can take action with that. Okay, for these calls, I want to disconnect the calls. For silence, I want to disconnect call. For answer machines, for example, I want to play a message to be recorded in the answer machine, but I want to play this message just at the end of the message from the answer machine. So we can handle that.
Very nice. Good to know. It's a good news because we face a lot of scenarios like this, and we already have running these kind of scenarios in the United States, in Australia, so in a lot of countries. So we can automate messages for the answering machine. So we can record and we can load these automated messages to answer the answering machines. Right. So to let a message for a machine. The mailing list can be cleaned without any agent's intervention. So it's very important because if I have a mailing list that I'm sure I'll have a bad performance. Sure. And I just to get the invalid numbers and just to make a cleaning of these invalid numbers, we can take this.
It's very important because our AMD, for example, can inform the dialer that that call is an invalid number for the signalization, the SIP signalization. We can handle that and say, okay, so I got a 404 from the carrier, so this is an invalid number. I can report that for the dialer, but I can we can analyze the audio. For example, the carrier send us an audio, say, oh, this is an invalid number, try again, or anything like that, and finish the call with 200 OK in SIP. So we can detect the audio and we can report to the dialer, say, oh, this is a invalid number because of the audio, not only the signalization.
Very nice. Very good. Good to know. One more good news. And it allows you to do more with the same operation size. So you can increase your results. You can reach much more customers with the analytics with the same number of agents. So with the same operations that you have, you can load a much bigger list on your mailing, and you get the results, the right results. So we increase the performance so you can call more, you can contact more. So this is very important. And as a part of Manager One, which is an agnostic solution, so we can connect to any kind of a dialer. Mm-hmm. We can connect to any kind of a gateway and session border controller. It's not mandatory to have a Khomp, for example. If you can connect a 30-part SBC or gateway, there's no problem. So, and all of these monthly or annual for billing. And for example, to get a real-time tracking reports and triggers to low performance, we have the Insight tool to do it. And it's already included. To plan and advanced routing decisions and to integrate with web services outside the network, we already have the flow to make this advanced routing engine.
This feature is a very good solution. For example, if you have a web service that can provide the black numbers,
a blacklist number.
The forbidden numbers. So you receive a call from the dialer, And before you send this for the carriers, you can consult the web server, say, okay, I'm trying to make a call for this number. Can I make this call? And the web services has, oh no, this number is a prohibited number, and you can call. And then the flow take the decision to, okay, I'm going to disconnect this call and report for the dialer.
Very nice application for the web service integration. Very nice. And if you don't have the SBC or a gateway, we can use our VSBC1X to protect, to transcode, to provide call quality reports with the MOS, the measure of sound, and to interrupt, to make the interoperability with a miscellaneous solution as Microsoft Teams, as WebRTC clients to forward to your SIP server. So we have everything to handle the connections outside the network. Everything is very scalable and multi-tenant solution. So we have some case studies. We already have some projects, a lot of projects, dozens of projects outside Brazil and in Brazil. So we bring here to you the first case is in the United States with 500 sessions connecting preloaded audios to the answering machines, and we detect humans and forward to the agents for more than 10 million calls monthly. In Mexico, we have a contact center, including it's a decentralized contact center that we have 360 sessions, and we connect often there more than 40 million calls. But the most impressive is in Brazil. In Brazil, we have the largest bank of Latin America. We connect there monthly more than 1.5 billion calls for a bank, and we analyze simultaneously 8,000 sessions. So it's a very, very tough scenario. It's a very, very good to know that we are increasing the results for companies like this around the world. Okay, so we thank you for your presence here. We will answer the questions that we have here by the YouTube chat. So Mario asked for us que no se escucha en español. Entonces, Mario, ahí ajustamos. Now we are talking. Thanks to advise us. So Carlos, saludos a los amigos de México. We have a question here in Spanish too. Hola, ¿cuál es el porcentaje de detección en español? The percentage to detection in Spanish or even in Vietnamese, Taiwanese. So in whole countries, it's more than 95%. Mm-hmm. So as much as we train, the more accurate will be the tool. Okay, this is the rule. So for the first setup, we train the tool at least 2-3 times to get a good performance, to adequate to your scenario, to your dialer, mm-hmm. and we have great results. So we have for Latin American markets, it's our strongest market. In fact, outside Brazil, we have results like 99%, 97%. We have a lot of contact centers like this. We can provide some references. So please call me at this address that we have here, sales@khomp.com, or by the numbers to contact me to share with you the information. Okay.
Sure.
So we don't have any other questions. So this presentation will be it's recording right now, so it will be available at the YouTube channel at Khomp International channel. So again, please subscribe, like the video. It will help us, and I thank you so much, Everton, to help me on the presentation. Sure. With your technical skills. as a developer too. And I thank you for the attention on the webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation. Appreciate that. And see you in the next webinar.
Thank you, Everton.
Bye, guys.
See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.